Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. It's time now for our UNCP softball season preview. I'm joined now in studio by softball assistant coach Kristen Hobbs. Coach, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This is the fourth year of Coach Bennett's run as the head coach at UNCP. It's also your fourth season at UNC Pembroke. It seems the team has improved in each of those years previously, and last season was no exception. What are some of your memories from last year?
Well, I'd have to say our run in April where we had 12 wins. I think 4 of those wins were walk-off hits in the last inning or in extra innings. And so it's just a fun time. It's very exciting for our team. And I think that set the tone for us going into the Peach Belt Conference tournament and how excited we are and how we're getting ready for that new and fresh tournament.
Last year's campaign ended with the Peach Belt Conference tournament and the first semifinal appearance in that tournament in program history. Do you feel that set a new standard for the program?
I think it did, or at least a higher one. Coach Bennett's done a great job with this year's team as well as the past years and starting to set the tone higher for our team. And I think last year's win in that tournament has helped this year with setting that standard.
Your team has 7 players back from last year who saw significant playing time on that team a year ago. Who will you look to as the leaders of this year's team?
I would say our 3 preseason all-conference selections, which were Abby Walters, Jamie Johnson, and Taylor Gerhart, would be a good place to start. They're all 3 great athletes. They're great players on the field. And I think they set the tone for the rest of the team and help with the competition with our team and getting them to where we want to be.
How do what positions they play sort of anchor what the rest of the team is doing?
Well, Abby is a pitcher and center fielder, so she's a utility player. She also has a great bat, as you'll see when you come to the game. But Jamie is our third baseman, and Taylor is our shortstop. And so they kind of anchor down the main portions of the field. But we also have other contributing factors with other positions that help with getting the wins or getting to us in competition stages.
There are also plenty of new faces on this year's squad. Who are some newcomers who could step in and make an immediate impact?
Well, this year we've brought in 8 freshmen and 2 transfers from great programs. And so I would think that impact player for our program would be someone who does well in the classroom, who is a great asset in the weight room, as well as on and off the field and in the community. And so as far as putting impact players on our newcomers, that's just up to them. Clearly it's how well they perform in all of those aspects, but if we're just being specific, there is one position that I think about, which is the pitchers. And we do have 2 freshmen with Mallory Leviner and Maddie Armfield who will be in the circle, and that's just a leadership role mentally and physically, and so I'm just looking forward to seeing how they perform this year.
Looking up and down this year's roster, there's just one senior, Abby Walters. What does it say about this year's team to have so many younger players who are ready to contribute?
Oh, that's just what every team I think would want. You know, Abby's been such a great asset to our program. We've only had her for 2 years. I wish we've had her for 4. But she just teaches the players how we want our program to run and how to be accountable in the classroom or on the field and in the weight room. And she's just a great person to have, and she teaches especially our younger players what we're looking for in our program.
What kind of peace of mind is it for you as a coach to look at it and think, oh, next year we're only losing 1 player?
Well, it's not about replacing the alumni. It's more about making our competition better with the younger players, and I think they've all stepped up to the plate. They've all equally earned their right for playing time, and it just, you know, ask me that later on in the season. We'll see who's the standard for where they're at and what position. But for right now, all of them have earned their equal right to playing time, and so they will get it, and I'm looking forward to see how they do.
Looking to the schedule now, your team opens with the UNCP Invitational this weekend with games against Kutztown, Shippensburg, and West Virginia State. What excites you about opening the season at home with such a quick burst?
Well, Kutztown's always a great competition game for us. We open up the season with them, usually in our tournament, the very first game, and we always have great games, close games. They're a well-coached team with a great program, and so, you know, it's a great start to our season by just opening up with them.
Don't go anywhere, Braves fans. We'll be back after these messages on the Black and Gold Report. Back on the UNCP Sports Black and Gold Report, talking UNCP softball, the season opening tournament this weekend. UNCP assistant softball coach Kristen Hobbs. Coach, thanks again for being here.
Thank you again for having me.
The UNCP Invitational features Kutztown, Shippensburg, and West Virginia State taking on UNCP this weekend. What do you hope to see out of your team in those first couple games?
Well, I think we'll obviously have some nerves. It's the first game. We're a younger team. But like I said earlier, we'll have a lot of competition. Kutztown's a great program. With Shippensburg and West Virginia State, we've never played them before, so we're excited to play them. But it's always the first opening weekend. We'll always have excitement, and there will be music. We'll have lots of fans, and it's just a fun time for everyone.
Other early season action includes home doubleheaders against Barton and Elizabeth City State and road games at Queens and Limestone. What do you hope to see from your team? What do you hope they accomplish before Peach Belt Conference play begins?
Well, again, if you look at our roster, we're very young with our 8 freshmen and 2 transfers. So we're hoping to get some of the kinks out early as far as just not playing in the collegiate level before, but they'll be fixable by Peach Belt Conference play. Barton, Queens, Elizabeth City State, and Limestone, they're all great programs. Barton especially has a new coach with Junior Bailey, and he's always had a program that is very successful. So opening up with them as well, it'll be tough competition for our team, and hopefully that will bring out the competition within us as well as some mistakes that we can fix before we get to Peach Belt play.
Speaking of that PBC gauntlet, it includes 2 teams ranked in the preseason top 10 nationally. Your team was picked to finish 5th in the conference in the preseason poll. How well do you think your team can do? What's the ceiling for this team this year?
Well, again, going back to our youth, we are young, but we're going to correct those mistakes if there are any mistakes in the beginning. But our conference is very tough. I mean, you know, we always have someone who makes it to the World Series every year, and clearly we have 2 top 10 teams already. But we're just looking to bring the competitive nature and just be competitive. I think last year set the standard with us finishing in the top 5, and so we want to finish that well or higher again this year. And we're looking to go to regionals. Last year was the first time making it to the 2nd round of the tournament, and so now we have set the bar a little bit higher with where we want to do and how well we want to do.
One of the things that's unique about softball compared to, say, baseball is that doubleheader format. What do you like about that?
It's fast, to be honest with you. You know, our games usually last maybe an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. 2 hours is long for us. And so we were able to get in more games, but it's also keeping our girls on their toes. It doesn't wear them out, and that's how we get about 50 games in a season, just because we played the double headers, and we're not having to travel as much. The girls aren't having to miss as much class. They can stay in classes longer with us having double headers, because we just have to go to one place every year or stay at home.
Your team, I think, surprises some teams sometimes, and perhaps even fans who might just kind of walk by on campus and catch a game. Why is it that your team is so exciting to watch them play?
Well, I think that it starts with Coach Bennett. You know, when she came in here, she set a standard for our team that she wants more of the community to be involved. Well, that starts with us, you know, us going out into the community. It's going and watching other games on campus and supporting other teams and programs. And I think we have a great social media presence. You know, I'll go ahead and throw in our Twitter handle and Instagram handle at UNCP Softball, but check us out. We're very exciting on there. We go live on Facebook sometimes when we're at practice, just to show people what we're doing and how they should come out to our game and support us. You know, we're very supportive of other people, and I think it's just a testament from Coach Bennett and what she's passed down to our girls. But our girls are very excited. They love taking pictures and putting them on social media and their jerseys and things like that. So it puts an awareness out for our program, and I think that's helped a lot.
How important is it for Brave Nation to come out and create that home field advantage at LRA Field?
Oh, it's very important. It's free for everyone to come, so come during your lunch break, come during in between classes, bring your dog, bring your grandma, whoever. You know, it's very fun. We have music. We'll have, you know, people dancing in the stands if they want to, or chants. Our girls love to talk in the dugout, so you'll hear our chants in the dugout. But it's just a very fun and exciting times. And I think the attendance this year will be better in the past, and the past has been great than what it has been. So I'm very excited and looking forward to seeing it.
UNCP softball assistant coach Kristen Hobbs, good luck this season. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Cameron.
That's all the time we have this week, Braves fans. For more information on UNCP athletics, including tickets, live stats, and live broadcasts, visit uncpbraves.com. Until next week, go Braves.